privileged to have with us Cindy Kwa, founder and CEO of Sunday Insurance Holdings. By way of background, Vertex Ventures Southeast Asia and India first interacted with Cindy in first quarter of 2018, where we discovered that Sunday has a general insurance underwriting license, a broker license, and an agency license in Thailand. What this means is Sunday is able to create insurance products, price it, market it, and distribute it. Added to the licenses, Sunday has a team of machine learning, AI, software engineers, data sciences, and developers who are able to scrape data, make sense of it, and quickly tweak parameters to ensure the insurance products are relevant to the market and are priced appropriately. We have the honor of being Sunday's first external investor and have been on the journey with Cindy since 2018. So we want to welcome you, Cindy, to join us in this conversation. We note that Sunday has raised an oversubscribed round. What were some of the considerations for having the cap at $45 million and not to increase it?
For any startup, it's hard to say no to also given the funding interest. But from our perspective, for Sunday, we always have to balance between the amount of capital that we need to drive our business plan, but also the amount of dilution that we can sort of absorb within our cap table. So for the purposes of our recent Series B fundraising, we've already arrived at about a 10 million oversubscribed amount. So we feel at that point in time that that's sufficient to provide us with some cushion, because going into the year of 2022, we do realize there could be some uncertainties in the market as well, but also to drive further growth beyond what we've originally planned, but also to invite new investors coming in. The second reason for us on why we decided to cap it at 45 million US is also because we wanted to close the round. It's a delicate balance between how much we want to, invite and accommodate all the funding interest that we have, but also to balance between our leadership team and local teams focus and in going back to the business as well. So those were the reasons of why we decided to cap it at 45 million.
Got it. Thanks. Secondly, we have heard enough about investors having to value add. And we noticed that you've got very new investors this round, new investors who are different. What do you want these investors to bring to the table?
Yes, I think this round has been really interesting for me and a new experience. We obviously have a very good balance between venture capitals, conglomerate CVCs as well. This is able to give me a diversified view of, for example, the first one is the market trends. So I think what I do expect going forward from our board and our shareholders is to help the company give us visibility on what are the new market trends that we see going forward. How is the market sentiment, especially because we definitely need to ensure there is sustainable and growing funding interest for our next few rounds. And the second one is also because we do see a lot more interest from VCs or CVCs coming in from the US and Europe, and how they want to also engage the Southeast Asian market and vice versa as well. So I think this time we have quite a few VCs and CVCs coming in from that part of the world. So it's interesting for us to also learn what do they expect to see in terms of performance from Southeast Asian companies. The second one is, I guess, it's also creating ecosystems. I think we have a lot of our new shareholders coming in where they are also trying to learn what we are doing. We are also trying to learn what do they want. That can be a lot of potential collaborations, adding value between both parties too. So I think those are the areas that we would probably hope to see going forward.
And fundraising is actually teamwork. Could you share how your leadership team were involved in this journey?
Sure. I mean, even for us, we are always keen and interested to understand why are certain investors interested to put money with us, and ride the journey along with us. So for them, during the pitching process, pre and post, pre the due diligence stage, and even during the due diligence stage. We have our leadership team from data, from tech, from marketing, for example, also sharing more with the investors about what we do. So the experience that we've had so far is the first round I would go in and pitch, because first impression also counts for a lot of the investors. But thereafter, some investors typically would also want to go deeper into the strategy, product positioning, according to our chapters as well. So I think that's how my leadership team has been contributing their time. And post the pitching process, once we've signed the term sheet, going into the due diligence stage, setting up the data room, ensure that it's being updated, it's clearly structured in a way that allows the due diligence process to be conducted smoothly, is where they came in to contribute as well. And finally, I think, at the negotiation stage, it's a decision-making process within the group, our leadership team as well. So I think they do contribute their views, for example, what should be in the board reserve matter, how much should we be giving, so stuff like that, I think, is also things that we discuss internally as a team. Yeah.
What are some of the exciting new developments we can see coming from the company in, let's say, the next 12 to 18 months?
Yeah, so I think we're super excited to have so many people on board with us, and now we're good to go in terms of our next recent fundraise, and that will take us all the way up, even for the 18 months. So I think the first one is definitely making our footprint in Indonesia. We made a very bold decision to set up an office in Indonesia despite COVID. That shows our a very deep commitment and also our interest in that market. So I think next year is going to be a super exciting year where we're going to go in and become full stack, and really ramp up our growth in that market, and decide which of our solutions that we can clone from our first market, Thailand, to Indonesia, but also taking in mind the localization of certain features. The second one is also we're growing our set of products. So for the past 3 to 4 years, with our core product, for example, has always been employee benefits, going the B2B channel. But this round, I think there's so many changes in market trends and consumer behavior as well. For us, being in the health insurance vertical and healthcare vertical space, we think that the demand for health insurance is just going to grow given the market environment as well. So I think we're also going retail, really upselling and cross-selling, not just retail health, but also certain other products as well that we're seeing could be rising demand. And the third one, I guess, is also a new leadership member as well. I think for us, we're entering Series B, we're only going to get larger. So I think we're definitely looking forward to add a chief financial officer with us as well to really take us to the next chapter. Yeah.
Finally, so just curious, in terms of long term, if you were to look at the company from a long-term perspective, what are some of your plans for Sunday, and do you see your platform becoming a truly global one?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question. So definitely for the next 5 to 6 years, we want to be we want to have a footprint in ASEAN, because that's our immediate market. I think ASEAN is home to 650 million population. It's super large, and the growth is definitely leading. The growth CAGR year on year is definitely leading year on compared to other markets. So we definitely want to have a footprint as a full stack Insurtech. Wherever we can get licenses and we are bullish in that market, we want to really enter and remove the barrier of entry and get a license. And that could be new licenses or maybe in partnership with existing players in the market. But definitely, I think because as we see how our business have pivoted and probably will pivot in the next few years, there's definitely a lot of potential to be a global platform. So for example, in terms of globally, it could be a broker platform, or it could be, white labeling any of our solutions to be a SaaS. I think that's definitely a potential. We do have some incoming requests. However, it's just a matter of then, if you want to be a global platform on those type of features or solutions or products, then the question is, how do you really differentiate? And how do you really expand and build your business to really know the local markets in those regions? So definitely, I think there is potential. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Cindy. So guys, here you've heard it from Cindy, some of her insights relating to the most recent fundraise that we have. We'll continue to journey with Cindy, and we are excited to share with you other developments that will come our way. Thank you.